telling me that somehow during a stuffing shortage, this pilgrim dropped down from space and got into a truck driven by Natalie Portman? Look, if anyone knows about stuffing, it's Natalie Portman.
What? Yeah, God takes your period away, and apparently it makes you really irritable? I was thinking maybe that's why Kyle's been so grouchy lately, because he's going through menopause.
Hey, you got cred, bitch.
The SMB, this is why you come here.
Quality content like this. We're huge in Europe.
We're going old school. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back for another edition of SMB, a South Park review. Aaron keeps complaining to me that the suck my balls stuff gets us flagged by YouTube, so we're trying something different. We're back to talk more South Park with you. And I am raring and ripping and ready to go. But I am not alone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the podcast, of course. At S to the C, that double OP, the top mouth, Ski Jackson.
What's up, boys? We got a full house tonight.
We're back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. The man who likes to bring the pain in the digital marketing game, the guy who solicits those picks to get your clicks. Writer, producer, director, on-screen talent for that Derby City Wrestling and Turnbuckle Championship Wrestling now he's working with. Ladies and gentlemen, making his return to the podcast, Dane Becker.
Yeah, Turnbuckle's great. QT Marshall coaches over there, and he's great. And you'll see Cody Rhodes sometimes come by.
Well, glad to have you back, Dane. Looking good.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Good. A little tired, but I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. How's Hotlanta? Doing good today? I saw that they're moving the Peacemaker season 2 there. You're gonna have to jump into that, Dane.
Yeah, Marvel's, they film most of their shit here on the sound stages, but yeah, it looks like DC's coming over now too, joining the action. So we'll see what kind of parts come up for that. You know, there's always stuff that pops up, so it'll be interesting. Matt, you use Backstage, right?
I use Backstage, Actors Access, Casting Networks.
I'm gonna have to open up accounts on those again. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun when that comes out. Hopefully Fallout Season 2 will come out this way too. I know they filmed a little green screen.
And ladies.
Yeah, and like there's so much stuff they do down there because Georgia just gives such an insane tax credit.
Yeah, and it's such a huge infrastructure too. Like, it's basically free.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Moggle
making his return back to the podcast. This man is a doctor of thugonomics, punkonomics, polyphonics, and what else is there, sir, in the corner?
I am.
Scooponomics. Thanks, Scoop. Ladies and gentlemen, this man is the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. He is a trivia...
Did you just cut a joke?
God. Joe Vernola. What's up, Joe?
Hey, Joe.
It's been so long that I forgot the Scooponomics, apparently.
Yeah, Scoop forgot his own part there, too. I don't know what's going on.
Scoop was busy changing his background to a giant brick wall. Okay?
I don't know.
I was ready to jump right into that JBL. Like, I've had, 2 fucking throat surgeries since the last time I was on, I think. I've got another one coming up in October. Let's fuck shit up for the next 5 months.
I'm telling you, dude. Let's make
the doctor earn their fucking money if they said the surgery didn't take.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Vernola is back. We're excited to have him back. We've also got Adelaide sent in a message, but we'll read it after we talk about the recap. Ooh. Let's get into this new or re-review again of a History Channel Thanksgiving. It is the 13th episode of Season 15 and the 222nd overall episode of South Park as it first aired on November the 9th, 2011, making this Suck My Balls SMB number 225. Joe Vernola, start us off. Why don't you welcome back to the podcast. Tell us a little bit about this episode.
Yeehaw.
So, long story short.
Make a long story short.
The
long story short, they're
quote unquote per se truth per se about the first Thanksgiving. Per se.
Per
Per
se.
se.
So, we open up in the school as we usually do, and the students are receiving a lecture from David Running Horse Sawitsky, who happens to be 1/16th Cherokee Indian, which does qualify him for a lot in this country. The boys are then assigned to write a report on the history of Thanksgiving, which leads them to watching show on the History Channel that suggests that the first Thanksgiving was influenced by the presence of, say it with me now, because we all know Giorgio Tsoukalos and his favorite thing, aliens.
I'm not alien.
My man Joe
Aliens.
had the whole name on deck too. That's great.
Yeah, it's
Is that the guy with the hair?
yeah, that's the aliens guy.
Have you ever met him?
No, I haven't.
Okay. I know he does like a lot of conventions, so I was curious. Are you into that kind of stuff, Joe? Do you like the murder porn but with alien history?
I get into it, some of it for entertainment, some of it seems plausible. I mean, I grew up listening to Art Bell and stuff like that too. So,
Oh my
yeah.
God, what was
Coast to coast.
Yeah, Coast to Coast AM, man.
Yeah.
My parents listen to that too. Yeah.
Right, and they have like all the old episodes before Art died available
Yeah.
on the website as podcasts and stuff too. Not that I don't still listen. It's great when. Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Before we go off on a tangent about old person AM radio. So- yeah, there we go. Obviously, Kyle doesn't believe a single fucking word of any of this and is outvoted by the rest of the crew to use the program as their source for the report. And after they give the report, that's when the History Channel shows up and demanding the boys tell them where they got the information from. The boys tell them, like, we got it from you guys. And which leads the channel to take this as validation of the show's theories.
Professor of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
and they use the boys'
Professor
testimonials.
Provosty.
Of DeVry Institutes.
Yes, with Stan as a history expert and Kyle as the professor of Thanksgiving at the DeVry Institute. I have probably blown through a whole shit ton of clips. Let's go to those.
Let's do it. We'll jump right into our couple clips here, as Joe explained, to give you, the listener and the viewer, how this all.
I'm a fucking idiot, guys. I'm sorry.
No. I enjoyed every
Someone's
second of
high is.
Okay, children, let's all take our seats. As you all know, Thanksgiving is only 2 weeks away. And so the school has arranged for a lecture from a real live Native American.
Neato, huh, fellas?
Neato, huh, fellas?
I'm interested to see this Native American fella. I wonder if he'll be the guy that Randy later makes out with and tries to impregnate.
So, hold on.
Little do we know.
About that 16th. For a 16th, does that actually, you get, for being a 16th, can you be like, yeah?
I believe that's the cutoff.
Like, what, how do you become a 16th?
You have one.
It's like two removed
Cherokee,
right?
Yeah, you have one Cherokee relative, ancestor 2 or 3 generations back. I can't quite remember.
So, like, I didn't find this out until afterwards. So my grandmother is like she's half Native American, which would have made my mom like a quarter, which would have made me like an 8th or a 16th, right? But
Yeah, an 8th.
But my grandmother,
okay.
but my grandmother said that her mother never registered them under the reservation. So if you're not registered, you don't get recognized. You don't get any benefits or nothing. You're not recognized by anything.
Man.
So that's probably what happened here with this Sawitsky guy, right? He just fucking looked up his DNA test one day and he finds out he's 1/16th, and now he just starts fucking telling people.
He's barely
biracial. Honestly, this sounds like one of the guys that they probably like find to run the casinos and stuff now. Like, you'd be surprised. Like,
you need a Jew somewhere in there, and they got to be a little bit. Yeah.
That's not what I was saying at all. But like, you'd be surprised at the amount of like pale faces that are part of tribal councils and shit. It's like, having lived down in Arizona with you guys, I'm sure you've seen it. Like, I've seen it up here in Colorado. I've got friends who are natives that tell me this shit all the time. So
yeah, see, I wouldn't be about that.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. It's like, we got to have one logic standing around here somewhere, someone that's just a little half and half. Maybe. Well, here comes Sawitsky. He's going to come into the class, this white guy here.
Pizza time.
Sawitsky, and I'm 1/16th Cherokee Indian.
Does that mean we only have to pay 1/16th attention to you?
Absolutely brutalized this blonde-haired accountant.
And unfortunately, they are mostly geared towards making the pilgrims look good, and my people.
I enjoy he has the New Mexico sunglasses on, the typical Tarantino sunglasses. This guy is like a sheriff in another life.
He says,
the bolo tie is what does it for me.
Oh, dude, I didn't even notice the bolo tie. Stan, I don't know if anyone's told you this, but that tie's pretty fucking gay. Oh my God, I didn't even notice the bolo tie. Why is South Park so perfect on character design? Bless the Department of Animation there.
So jumping ahead now, the Sawitsky guy, as Joe mentioned, gave them homework.
Well, it is kind of true, you know. Thanksgiving is fun and all, but the Native Americans got pretty screwed over. Yeah, now my video game time is getting screwed over by them. Hey, fat ass. Instead of laying in bed eating lunch, you come and help. Jesus, Kyle, you're really being grumpy today. We all have to do this report together, dude. You guys, we are wasting time. If we have to write a report on Thanksgiving, let's just go downstairs and watch TV.
He's right.
How is that gonna help? Dumbass, it's November. The History Channel is probably playing Thanksgiving specials back to back.
Does anyone remember that? Because they're just surrounded by books, no computers. Does anyone remember that time where they were like, oh, I got to do a report. Let me go pick up a book from the library. Like, how horrendous.
Right. Or like, you know, like you had the rich friend that had the encyclopedia.
Yep. I was just about to say, Joe. Yeah. I had that friend too. I found it.
That was
I got one for free.
And you just, as long as you say chill with him, and he doesn't care. You're like, hey, can I borrow I? Yeah, here you go.
Yeah,
like, sweet,
right?
Dude.
Or like it's someone that's in class with you and you're just like, yo, we'll like help each other out without like really letting the teacher know.
I got M and N. What do you got? Oh, I got W and A. Oh, A's good, bro. A's good.
What about you, Dane? Oh, I just got the animal edition from the church down the street.
Oh, I'm sorry. The animal edition sucks.
I actually got an encyclopedia set for free because I was a kid that would fill out all the things that you would find in like People magazine that my mom would get. And one of them was for encyclopedias. And we got it sent with a bill. And my mom called them and told them, you know, you just sent a whole set to a fucking 5-6-year-old boy, right? And they were like, we are so sorry, you can keep it. And that was really the only way I got through elementary and middle school was because of that set.
Well, as you point out, Dane, they don't have much. So all they really have here, I mean, they did have more at this time. This is 2012, so they had the internet. But Cartman, fuck it, let's go watch on the History Channel because he's not wrong.
Told you. Who needs to read a bunch
It's sound logic.
It makes sense.
We know the first Thanksgiving was in the fall of 1621, but new evidence suggests that the first exchanging of
this is very
between
accurate.
the Pilgrims and Native Americans may have been visited by aliens.
In every journal entry we research
This guy,
from those
professor of history, Oakmont High School.
Mentions anything about aliens.
And like he's surrounded, like he's like in some sort of like nice mahogany library.
Right.
Like, why do they always do this?
There's nothing that doesn't mention they weren't there, and that's his logic. Like, well, shit, you're right.
Joe's hitting the nail on the head. And also, look, Joe, they even have the same fucking lighting. They got that weird little vignette that they always do.
Yeah,
the dark background. Like, what the fuck is going on here, man?
Well,
Open one
she
high
mentions
school.
anything about aliens not being there.
Like,
And what about
How are you
the
a professor
food?
of history at a
The
high school?
appearance of
Back
stuffing
there.
at the first Thanksgiving
the
table
fucking
suggest
joke.
a kind of alien technology?
You got some aliens in the back. No.
This isn't history. Dude, it is called History Channel.
And if we look
Sam's
in
got a
all
point.
the journals
It's
and
like
all the
Learning
history
Channel.
books, there is no reference to stuffing before
what is that?
1621.
Culinary
Associates of America. Yeah.
So we don't even know if he's a cook or he's gone to culinary school, but
Well-
he belongs to the fan club for sure.
He's a
Clearly-
line cook from Denny's.
I was gonna say clearly he's a
A line
biggins.
cook from Denny.
He's a biggins. The Culinaries Associates of America. That's right.
I am wearing an Anthony Bourdain shirt, so
Like,
maybe
he-
I'm the expert here on the History Channel.
This guy's just an accountant at like the fucking college, the Culinary Associates of America. I'm just an accountant there. I work there, but you know.
Yeah, this guy works at toll booth.
I work security. That's what I do. I'm at the front.
Where did
Yeah.
it come from?
Security.
Did it come from space?
Overnights.
We just don't
We
know.
just don't know.
Did ancient aliens shape the first Thanksgiving? Is it mere coincidence that Cape Cod, when viewed from space,
This is ridiculous. Okay, is it?
Because they do
Bro.
this on the channel. They like draw outlines of countries.
looks like an alien life form?
It's a.
You're not a visual watcher. You need to be.
So for those not watching, because
what
maybe it
a
hasn't,
demonetization.
or it hasn't come out yet on buymeacoffee.com yet / South Park Fan Club, or it hasn't come out on our regular YouTube. If you're listening on the audio and you're going back and watch this episode, hopefully it's the point in the episode where an alien drawn with an erection and the tip of his erection is touching the tip of Cape Cod in Florida.
And that's absolute proof that aliens were here because it, look, I see the matchup. I think we've discussed this part before just in like passing. And like literally this is like John Madden shit. Like John Madden would draw shit like this in his later years. It's like, dude, nothing even matches here. Though I do appreciate that Alien has the smallest butt I've ever seen.
Small butt.
Bobby Heenan would do the same thing too. And I think Cape Cod's in Massachusetts, not Florida.
Oh, okay. Hey, Scoop, would you agree that this man skips leg day?
Yes.
Okay.
He obviously skips
Zero
it. Leg day is easy.
Yeah, he skips leg day
He,
for sure.
struggles
but
leg day.
he definitely doesn't miss Wiener Day.
Definitely doesn't miss Wiener Day.
Oh, his dick is literally drawn to be the size of like half of his body, if not the whole body.
Yeah, that was definitely his whole torso.
Really setting up our next generation of men for like, unachievable goals here, South Park.
That's fair.
Porn's already done that for every 7-year-old in the country.
That's why everyone's so brain rotted, especially on Twitter.
Well,
There are not enough titties in my video game. Matt, go ahead.
I was going to say, well, Cartman here decides to take a vote here, and let's see should we do it based on the History Channel? Everybody votes except for to do it except for Kyle.
Why are you being so grumpy? Are you on your period again? We are not basing research
Are you on your
this
period
crap.
again?
Right.
Okay, let's take a vote. Who thinks
been
the
on it
possibility
before.
of ancient aliens at Thanksgiving makes for an interesting history report?
You need to get the sand out of your vagina.
You! Okay, and who wants to take a little pampering so their menstrual cramps stop bringing everyone down?
Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle.
He raises his own arm.
Yeah. What I like about that is, of course, you referenced that, Dane. Yeah. Kyle's just a little upset because he got some sand in his vagina today. Meat crabs. Dude, I would way rather eat a bucket full of shit than have to eat the meat crabs again, bro.
I appreciate Cartman also knows what pampering is. Maybe it's because he lives with a mom.
Joe, continue on, if you will.
So, as we already alluded to, they give the report in school and are credited as experts by the History Channel, who, even after being told that they got the information from the History Channel, credits the boys as experts. Kyle as a professor of Thanksgiving from DeVry Institute. Despite him being against the idea, you got cred, bitch. And this basically sets off old running horse here, who shows up at Kyle's house and decides to have himself a little hostage situation.
Ooh, oh no, not
Has
that.
anyone ever been in a hostage situation here?
Once or twice they were called relationships.
Once, I wouldn't say it was a hostage situation. It was. I was just held.
His reaction to that was my favorite.
I got robbed, so I can't say it was a hostage situation, but I got robbed one time by gunpoint.
Yeah, same.
It was funny. Like, I laughed about it the whole time. Yeah, no, I was delivering pizza for Domino's, and we only carried $20 on us. A fucking 10, a 5, 4 ones, and 4 quarters. So I was laughing the whole time. I was like, "Here you go, bro. You got my $20."
I was.
You lucked out. You hit it big. I was like, here's what's even more funny is I got to report this shit now. So I best be saying y'all need to be running because I got to report this shit now. You know what I'm saying? It's my job. I'm sorry. But you got my $20. Have fun.
Oh my God.
I was working overnight at the Chevron on 75th Ave in Bell in Glendale.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, like the dude came in, like, you know, tried to buy a beer or whatever, and then just like next thing I'm like, oh, okay, like, bro, you didn't even need to like fake through the transaction. Here you go. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
It's like, why do you have to pretend like they browse the store? They're looking at bottles of Four Loko. They're like, what am I going to have today? And then they walk up, and you already know because, like, head down, hoodie up.
Yeah.
Hey, man, here you go.
You're like, bro.
You know,
like,
he's like pacing, like, man, do I do this? Like,
he's like trying to summon up the courage, and you're just like, can we get this over with already? Because this job is not worth it to me.
Yeah, like, bro,
Yeah, right.
like, bro, it's 2 a.m. I want to go home. Flash your iron so I could give you this money, call the cops, and be done with it.
Yeah, like, homie, robbers need to understand that we exist within capitalism. Just take the fucking company's money at this point. I just want to go home.
Joe makes a great point, though, because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. If that guy robs him now, he gets off 3 hours early and gets to go the fuck home. So just get it over with so I can go home. Like, fuck.
Exactly.
I honestly thought that like gas stations would make you finish shift.
No, fuck that. The cops will come. Yeah. They'll shut it down.
They gotta have their insurance company come and shit. And like, I just, at that point, like, once I gave my story to the cops, I'm like, yo, I'm out of here.
I have fucking mental anguish. I was just robbed. I need to go home.
Yeah, and that's like, I'm like, guys, I'm going home. I'm 20 years old. I don't need this shit.
It sounded like your guy's reaction to being held at robbery at gunpoint was like when Samoa Joe just walks away from an opponent when they're trying to leap his ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't give a shit. Go ahead and land on your head, dude.
Take it, dude. Like, it's not worth it. Like, it's not my money.
Like, he's like, why didn't everybody do this?
Because if it had been my money, first of all, I don't carry a lot of money on me in general. And secondly, I wouldn't be in that fucking neighborhood at fucking 11 o'clock at night. I'm not stupid. Like, but hey, I was working.
Glendale? Oh my Jesus.
Gotta deliver pizza. Pizza.
So,
robbed.
So back to
shit sucks.
Speaking of robbery,
let's
what the history
robberies and hostage situations aside.
All right. So here's the History Channel people. We'll jump into that. The History Channel guy, he gets a call in the middle of the night and says, "I think we got something. I think it could be something."
Oh, we're leaving that whole tangent in, brother.
Okay. Let me go back here.
I'm just ready. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Darling.
And this is like the head of the History Channel?
Yes.
I found something. This could be it.
The new professor has awoken.
Did you guys know that when you stop menstruating, it's called menopause? What? Yeah, God takes your period away, and apparently it makes you really irritable? I was thinking maybe that's why Kyle's been so grouchy lately, because he's going through menopause. Dude, shut your fucking mouth. See what I mean, you guys?
Dynamic hasn't gotten old in like 30 years.
I just remember, you know, this is all already a reality TV show made by aliens. We already know that, right? Mm-hmm. They had their memories wiped, but they still have that picture somewhere. This is probably this. We could maybe be calling this like some kind of subconscious recollection by Kyle. Just, you know, he knows that there's aliens.
Kyle's had a lot of shit happen to him that he can't remember, so you know I can appreciate that as headcanon.
I get what you're saying. Like the alien knowledge has been imprinted in his mind somewhere, but he doesn't know or understand it.
You got to remember, Kenny took that Polaroid.
That's right. Kenny did take the Polaroid with two aliens sucking on each other's
told
jack
them-
on.
And Shep told them to
Shep
hold
says,
on
"You should
to
hold
it.
on to this."
Kenny could probably have been.
You're right.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. It seems important, children. Better hold on to this. And we all know that at some point, Kyle literally does become the Lisan al-Gaib, the Kwisatz Haderach, the one that can see all germs.
This is true.
Shit! I don't think he does that.
No, he doesn't do it this one. That's the cop, Officer Yates.
Boys have been very.
They're reading through his report, like the History Channel is now reading through the report that the boys made, and then you notice that the report is literally like 90% drawings of aliens at Thanksgiving, and then like they print out a page of text and just cut it like a children's novel. Like that's incredible.
Yeah. It's so spot on to what a 4th grade report was.
Shit!
In the George Bush era, maybe I was in the wrong corner in the country, but once that fucking shit hit, then like all our reports were literally like, all right, kids, you're gonna write 3 pages on President Clinton, okay? It's like, why? I'm like 7. I don't know what a Clinton is.
That's Leonard Skinner and Judas Priest. That's our times.
That's our times.
That's our times. All right, so here's the boys now.
We need to know everything that you know.
What?
About what?
About what?
Have you been contacted by alien life forms? Did you come across some kind of ship or something?
Dude, look, we just saw all this stuff on History Channel.
We are.
We are the History Channel. For years, we've been collecting information on Thanksgiving. We're getting close to the truth.
And then you
You boys have the exact same information. It can't be coincidence.
We saw it on your channel.
What exactly did you see?
The stuffing was never heard of before 1621, so it might be alien technology.
My God.
My God.
Would you be willing to say that on camera for an interview?
So yes, they get interviewed now by the History Channel, and here's Butters. He's watching some Jonas Brothers, but his dad's like, "You've had enough of that Disney Channel for today. It's time to watch some History Channel."
One day, you need to watch something that stimulates your brain. I'm putting on History Channel.
You're watching the History Channel. The only
Why is
network
Butters sitting in front of the TV like a gay man?
Next is Monster Quest.
That's what they always do.
Harry
He drops full trow and
But
grabs
now,
a
back
stick
to
with
part
both
3
hands
of
when he
Ancient-
pees.
That's true.
That's fair.
That's true. And also, this part is funny here. His dad says, you got to watch something that's going to stimulate your mind. So let's watch the History Channel.
And it pulls up ancient aliens.
They run through like previews of their other shows.
Coming up next, it's Monster Quest. Ooh, followed by Angry Bikers. Grr. But now the continuation of Ancient Aliens at Thanksgiving, Part 3.
They forgot Finding Bigfoot, which is my favorite of those shows because it stars a self-proclaimed Bigfoot expert only going by the name of Bobo. It's the greatest thing I've ever seen. You turn on the History Channel and this large countryman named Bobo is billed as the Bigfoot expert. And then they have 12 seasons of the show and they have never found Bigfoot. It's my favorite grift I've ever seen in my life. Please continue.
They try so hard too.
They do. They go in the woods. They have like ghost hunters. They have tech. They literally have little speakers that run on these batteries that they put everywhere. And they say it makes a Bigfoot noise. And when they turn them on, it literally is it's the it's like if you guys have never caught a Bigfoot, how do you know what it sounds like? I'm just baffled by it. But good on Bobo. He's making more money than any of us.
What they've heard.
That's true. That's true. They have heard echoes in the dark for sure, and it's more than likely Bobo getting plowed. Anyway,
wow, this guy's a weird looking dude. I've never watched this show, so I was pulling up what this Bobo guy looked like.
Bro, isn't it great? We gonna find a Bigfoot, huh? That's what he looks like.
We're gonna go find that.
I didn't know that's what South Park was. Yeah, parodying there. Okay.
Come on, Cletus.
Aliens at Thanksgiving. It has become widely accepted that Thanksgiving was a meal attended by pilgrims, Native Americans, and alien beings.
Yeah, widely accepted.
Stuffing wasn't mentioned anywhere until
History
1621. And it might have been alien technology.
And while the number of people who accept the alien theory continues to grow, Some
From the Vry
experts have stepped
Institute,
forward with
and
a
as Scoop
wildly
pointed out,
different view
Professor
altogether.
of Thanksgiving.
Could it be that pilgrims were actually aliens themselves?
Of course you can't prove there were no aliens.
Professor of Thanksgiving.
Just like you can't.
The Vry Institute.
It's like, and I know you can have this college course you want, but I would love to see that one.
And I just love how they're
PhD in. He has a PhD in turkey. You see, turkey.
Thanksgivingology.
Thanksgivingology. There you go.
And like they're twisting his words and taking it out of context, which is just like classic spin. Like that's yellow journalism 101.
Yeah, yellow journalism. Nice fucking wording there, Joe. It is, and it's like I used to watch Ancient Aliens with a wrestler in Kentucky by the name of Birdo and Hippo, and we would get like really definitely legal libations. And we would watch Ancient Aliens, and the entire show, I would laugh at this. It's like, could they? Could it be? Perhaps there's a possibility. It's like, dude, do we ever operate in anything other than hyperbole? But it was great. It's great. It's a great show. All that shit is great. I love that. I love Zach Baggins' Ghost Hunting Adventure Boys or whatever the fuck it's called, because he's like obviously an absolute fraud. But like I love him because he's got nerd glasses and he goes around. He talks about divot boxes and he had Post Malone on once. It's like, what is going on? These people are making checks that rival any of us combined. And it's like they do nothing.
Let's ghost hunt. Let's go, bitches.
I'm telling you, let's just
the
get
SMB ghost hunters.
Dude, I'd be so down. Sell that shit to Destination America. I mean, bro, god damn. It's like, is it really this easy?
Yeah.
It's like three
it really
cameras.
is.
It's three cameras.
Really is. 3 cameras.
They did a live show with Zach Baggins once, and it went so horribly he had to end it after an hour because it was a Halloween live show, and they were supposed to investigate like this very particular. It was literally like a Jewish demon, which I kind of found a little odd. Okay. But like they ended it after an hour because nothing was fucking happening, and they were all just standing around. It's like, dude, this is fucking boring. It was supposed to be overnight. It's just the greatest.
That's like when Geraldo opened Capone's vault.
And it was empty. I love that. Way to lose all credibility, you mustached gay. You'll get choked by Hulk Hogan again, you weirdo. Matt, please continue.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. Here's Kyle.
Suck up, Matt.
Prove them. The pilgrims themselves weren't aliens. Can you prove that? Here, draw that Thanksgiving turkey symbol with your hand. Maybe that symbol matches galaxies in space or something. Ooh.
Could it be that the pilgrims we've read about all these years actually came from another planet? History experts like Kyle Broflovsky say yes.
You might as well just say pilgrims and Indians were all aliens who came here and made some kind of intergalactic treaty. Wow, check it out, dude. We're on TV. How can they make a show out of this? I wasn't even agreeing with them.
As Joe said, that's yellow.
Yeah, as Joe mentioned, so now after this report comes out, obviously the report got sent to the school itself too, and we have to assume that Mr. Sawitsky saw the report as well. He now arrives at Kyle's house, and he's pissed because he feels like his people are being once again persecuted and made fun of.
I think in this context, he should really be referred to as running horse. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
What are you doing?
Thank you, Joe.
I don't know. I don't know.
Keep the heritage alive.
I don't know.
Native
It's going to be proven. I don't know.
I was just explaining how a negative argument doesn't make a positive.
Haven't my people been through enough?
He's supposed to gun his kid.
Pay for his lies.
The white man will pay for his lies.
You can tell he's not Native American because he immediately went for the gun.
So here's an example of the turkey on the hand that they're the symbol, the logo. They're heading to Plymouth Rock now.
Technology lines up to mirrored points in space. If Kyle Broflovsky is right, then Plymouth Rock is some kind of wormhole. Pilgrims and Indians were the aliens. How did we not think of it? Sometimes it takes the innocence of a child to make us see the most simple things.
True that.
True that.
True that. True that.
Why did they do that?
True that.
He helicoptered into Plymouth, Massachusetts. It's like,
yes.
It seems unnecessary.
But I love the action movie vibe with the lower third.
Lower third, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't have like a minigun at the side.
Right, like maybe playing like Fortunate Son. We're in Plymouth Rock now, boy. All right.
That's the smell of turkey in the morning. Smells like victory.
Tell us what happens, Joe.
So,
Boggle.
it is about this time that Captain Miles Standish of Plymouth, which happens to be a planet in the Canis Major galaxy, whose inhabitants resemble, oddly enough, pre-colonial era, if we're gonna get down to it, pilgrims. He's crashed to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets there, he rallies his people, saying that their enemies, the Indians, have in fact raided the stuffing mines in Plymouth, which is causing a stuffing shortage on Earth. Which, anytime there's something affecting his belt line and making it any smaller, Eric Cartman has a fucking problem with that.
I'm telling you, if he's not imbuing calories and or psychopathy, he's just not Cartman.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Here comes Miles Standish now. Crashing down to Earth, as Joe mentioned. Ooh, those visual effects.
I know. It's almost like it's directed by Kenneth Branagh.
This is like some Terminator shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
And some Thor shit.
There you go.
Yeah, Terminator Thor.
Got hit by a whole truck. Looks like it's driven by Natalie Q.S. Portman.
Oh, yeah. You're totally right.
Right? So now the History Channel people, they, of course, apparently they have satellites all over.
There. You can see it right there. An object clearly fell from the sky and struck the earth. What is it? It's a pilgrim, sir.
It's a pilgrim, sir.
My God.
God, Broflovsky was right. Dr. Broflovsky was right.
So then,
Yeah. Better get it right. He didn't have right for a reason.
Right after
Professor Broflovsky was right after all. So, as we discussed on the Lost episode of this, Joe, we brought up this. It's at this point in the episode we kind of actually get an idea that this is all a TV show, right? Like a TV show within a TV show, because now all of a sudden we're going to shoot up to the stars and we're going to learn more about the Pilgrims and the Indians as the History Channel the narrator starts to tell us, and then as soon as we get to the Kingdom of Pilgrim or whatever this is, then the History Channel logo pops up in the corner.
Well, I mean, you know that the Fognall executives are losing their fucking shit now that, although they could have thrown Pilgrims and Indians in there hundreds of years ago, too.
Maybe they're filming those planets as well. You never know. This is a crossover episode for them, maybe.
Maybe.
So now we go up in the skies, deep into space.
Not long ago, it was an accepted fact that civilizations on Earth shared the universe with beings from other planets.
Did they though?
These alien beings visited our world and once even settled it. From deep within the galaxy of Canis Major and a distant planet called Plymouth.
See, History Channel.
Totally
History
like
Central, I'm
Asgard.
sorry. History Central, but yes.
Yeah, and you think this is just part of South Park, and they hit you with the logo, and then you realize, oh my God, the History Channel's going all in.
So they give the backstory here of the Pilgrims and the Indians and their battle over the stuffing mines, for he who controls the stuffing mines controls the world. And it's at this point they show to the fact that Miles Standish, is not here. He's gone.
War with the Indians!
And as a result, they now have to go to war with the Indians.
Now it is our time! We shall attack Plymouth, and we will take all their stuffing!
History Channel's got high production values.
Yeah, they really do. I mean, like, some of their shit did have some high production
Bro,
value.
those like reenactments of like Roman times and shit, even though they get that wrong all the time, that's good. And the money they pour into like Hitler lookalikes, dear
yeah.
Lord. Dear
One of the
Lord.
one of the wrestlers I used to manage was a PA for the History Channel. So he's got some stories.
I'd love to hear that. I would love to hear what a set on the History Channel looks like, because it's either like really involved or no one gives a shit and they just want to get it done.
From it sounded like a little mix of the two, but continuing on.
So I mean, this next scene here, we'll jump in really quick here. This is Cartman and his mom, as Cartman realizes it's a couple weeks before Thanksgiving, and he's heard from Clyde that there's going to be a stuffing shortage.
Oh, no.
No fucking stuffing.
No stuffing.
Oh, God. Oh, no! What is it, hon? Clyde Donovan said that he saw on the news there's going to be a massive stuffing shortage. Get your coat on, Mom. We got to go to the store.
So they go to the store now.
She just do her crafts ever.
Stuffing?
Everybody's that lady.
Sure, aisle 17.
Oh, we're not too late. Mother, come!
All right,
Mother,
so now you can see, I mean, as soon as we get to this aisle, there's obviously an empty space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that empty space, unfortunately for Eric Cartman, is stuffing.
Nowadays it'd be TP.
That's
It's
true.
right there, right on the...
Extra rich stuffing and regular stuffing's
Wait,
gone.
that can't be right. Hey, Chet, what happened to all the stuffing?
Hey, Chet, what happened to all the fucking stuffing, eh? Where's the stuffing, yo? So here comes Chet.
What are you talking about? We got more in the back, right? I just had inventory in the back. It was all put out here.
Oh, no, you're telling me we're 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving and we're all out of stuffing?
You mean it's 2 weeks until Thanksgiving and we're completely out of stuffing? Oh, no. No!
Yep, as we said, Cartman fucking panics.
He panics.
So,
Moving on, Joe. Tell us what's going on in the History Central world.
in the History Central world, we find out if the captain, Miles Standish.
You all right there,
shows-
Joe? You look. You just.
Yeah.
I feel like the face you just gave was the face you right before you put your cock in. Like, oh
No,
yeah.
it was.
There was about
he's
5
trying to hold
seconds
it
there.
apart.
Yeah, there was about 5 seconds there. I'm different than both of you guys. I thought for like a couple seconds there, Joe was crying for some reason. I was like,
No,
I was
it
just
was
thinking
a little
about
bit of-
not having stuffing for Thanksgiving, and it just hits you emotionally.
It really does.
I thought that was your pump and grumpy face. Like, here we go.
No, I have.
Look, Joe, if I think about not getting stuffed either, I shed a tear.
Not having stuffing.
His DMs.
ING, not ED, like Dane said.
ED.
Not a lack of stuffing is right up there with no skin on Colonel. Like, they both make me cry.
That would be true.
You ate the skin off of every piece of chicken. The greatest Kenny moment in the world.
You guys. I gotta go home now. Stand
Anyway, Joe, what do you know?
And Kenny one of the greatest Kenny moments ever. So,
do that?
back around History Central, filming in headquarters and everything, Standish goes to Kyle's house, kills Mr. Running Horse because, well, he's native.
Holy shit! Wait, let's all hold on here.
Well, I mean, we've already established
That's
that
fair.
there's a war, an
That's
intergalactic war.
You caught me there.
Wait. Point of order. Miles Standish is going to prove that he is not Native American, and thus it is not Cowboys, Pilgrims versus Indians. Right?
No, I guess not.
It's a
Maybe
time.
he's just killing him for being a liar then and holding kids at gunpoint. Anyway,
Well, when you put it like that, honestly, fuck this dude.
yeah, and so he asks Kyle for help because everyone believes
Kyle DeVry,
Kyle to be an expert, even though he was speaking on everything derogatorily.
He did go to DeVry, Joe. Okay, only the best do.
True. So Natalie Portman takes them to a wooded area, and this is where Mr. Standish shows Kyle a map of 5 planets: Earth, Plymouth, Indy,
Water,
Coltonheim, and Green Lantern World.
And air.
Or a turkey pattern.
Well, actually, as we thought, and
they're connected by wormholes.
Well, I mean, it was Plymouth, Indi. What was the last 2? And then he goes, and nobody really cares about this planet over here.
Coltonheim, yeah, Plymouth, Indi, Coltonheim, Green Lantern World, and Earth.
No. Well, I think it's
yeah, it is. Earth is like the thumb.
Yeah. Well, it's Earth.
Yeah.
Plymouth. It's Earth, Plymouth, Indi. What was the C one?
Coltonheim.
And then he goes, and nobody really cares about this world over here when he's talking about Green Lantern.
Nobody cares about
right.
I mean, honestly, very, very true. If you've seen the movie, it seemed like they didn't care about it either.
That's true.
No, they didn't.
All right, well, let's jump over to Running Horse. Let's jump over to his demise. Let's show that.
Thank you for using his Native American name.
For now.
And furthermore, everything Kyle Broflovsky said about Native Americans being from outer space was untrue. Native Americans were brutalized, and David Sawitzky's ancestors deserve an apology. It was wrong to mix aliens and real history.
You just referred to himself in third person?
What?
Yeah.
Yep, he did.
By his government name.
By his government.
I am telling you. And he's wearing cowboy boots. He should know better.
Stan's like, I don't know, dude. There's been a lot of signs that say aliens and pyramids are connected.
About the pyramids.
Yeah, did you see the episode with Kyle?
Dude, there's a guy with a gun here. I'm just saying, there's lots of symbols and signs out there that show aliens and history are pretty linked.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys,
just keep writing your apology.
How now, Indian?
Yeah, we see Miles Standish.
How now, Indian? Why hath thy race sent me here to Earth?
What?
Huh?
You
Indians
Clams on this
to thy planet and then cast me here. Why?
He's literally kicking shit.
Attacked our stuffing minds and sent me here to die? Tell me, Indian.
So, of course, this is where he admits.
I'm only 1/16. Hold your lying tongue. This shall prove if thou art Indian or not. He was not.
He was not.
After he puts a glowing orb in the guy's mouth, and then the guy viciously erupts into ash.
This will tell if you were.
So my thought was this, but when we saw this, when he sticks the globe in his mouth, I would think that would be some sort of portal. If he really was an Indian, he would have been sucked back up into Indi or whatever.
It would have taken him to the Phantom Zone
or something, you know what I mean? No, but because he wasn't really Indian, it just killed him.
Yeah, right.
So yes,
it's like a Salem witch trial.
Yeah, it would have transported him to Ezra Miller's house.
You're not actually a witch. You burned.
So
those were great. It's okay, if you die, you're not a witch, but if you die, you're probably a witch.
You're probably a witch. Mm-hmm. Here's them running to Natalie Portman's truck with the hit trailer.
We must make haste to Cape Cod.
Who's this?
This is Natalie. Hi, guys.
She seems nice.
She seems nice. All right, so now we're here back at Cape Cod.
All right, sir. We got some more information on the pilgrim who crashed to Earth. 30 seconds after impact, the pilgrim was hit by a truck and then put into the back seat. Who did the truck belong to? We believe it belonged to Natalie Portman, sir. The actress? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, she's from Star Wars.
All over the country, people are reporting a shortage of stuffing. We don't think it's coincidence. You're telling me that somehow during a stuffing shortage, this pilgrim dropped down from space and got into a truck driven by Natalie Portman? Look, if anyone knows about stuffing, it's Natalie Portman.
Oh, come on. Leave her alone. She watches this.
If anyone knows that's Natalie Portman.
We have to find Professor Broflovsky. He was right about all of this. He'll know what to do.
He'll know what to do.
All right. Portman likes fish sticks.
Tell us what's going on here in this scene now, Joe. What's coming up next?
Give us the golden voice, Joe.
This is where as we were talking about, Standish shows Kyle the map of the 5 planets: Earth, Plymouth, Indi, Kaltenheim, and no one really cares about this world, including at Van City Reynolds.
What? It was just so funny when Joe did it. I'm sorry, man.
And they are all connected by wormholes that resemble the turkey drawn by school children.
We all did that, right? Everyone here?
Yeah.
This is like a shit. It's like
with finger paint and tracing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like we colored our hands brown, not realizing that might have meant something. It's fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
So, this is also where Mr. Standish, Captain Standish, I'm sorry, he does have rank. Oh, look at the puppers. That they were responsible for the first Thanksgiving, and that the 300-year treaty is coming to an end. This feels about 80 years too late.
80 years too late.
Because, like, wouldn't the 300-year treaty have ended in 1921? Oh, this is like 10 years too late, at least.
Damn, Joe's doing math.
Jesus.
There's a real lore.
It took that man a long time to crash to Earth.
There's a real lore here.
But now that the treaty is over, the Indians, Native Americans, well, they're from Indi, so they're Indians, are plundering the Plymouth stuffing mines.
So
that's pretty serious shit.
Did he leave the planet in 1721, and then he arrived on Earth at 2012? Is that what we're saying? Because my mind is blown. I'm thinking about time travel.
I'm saying that
maybe between the two planets. Right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Between the Pilgrim planet, because it's like Thor. Thor had the same thing until Thor got drunk with his dumb Gimli-looking friends, and then they went and like fucked shit up on the ice planet. And the ice dude Odin came in and he was like, "Bro, I'm sorry, kids, right?" And the ice dude is like, "No, I don't have any fucking kids because you killed them. Fuck you. It's over."
But like, it's still taken 90 years for this stuffing shortage to hit.
Yeah.
If the treaty was signed at the first Thanksgiving in 1621.
Right.
So it's had to have taken the dude like quite some time to get there.
It's like
and
Steiner,
it's had
man.
to have taken the stuffing shortage some time to. Why the fuck am I putting so much thought?
I don't know, but I fucking love it because I'm like,
love it, bro.
I'm like,
I'm
Miles
thinking about it
Standish?
too.
Is Miles fucking Standish like some sort of fucking time traveler? Because if he left in 1700, whatever it is, to fucking get to us, to fucking deliver.
1921.
Or 1921, whenever. I'm sorry. But if he leaves in 1921, that is for the 100-year treaty, then fuck, it took him that long. It's like the treaty ended and then he fucking got to us finally by 2021. He found Kyle of DeVry Institute.
Maybe it's because the treaty ended because Kyle let it all out.
What we need is to have a tweety.
What is a tweety?
No, we need a tweety.
A tweety?
No, not a tweety, a tweety!
Oh, you mean a tweety?
What the fuck is a tweety?
And then the Indians came in and grabbed the stuffing. Maybe that just pulled him in after 100 years. Might not have taken him 100 years to travel, but maybe because it seemed like it was pretty instantaneous. It's kind of like the Bifrost. He's like, "Sorry," and he's here. It's like, okay, maybe it's because the 100-year thing ended.
The 300-year treaty is ended, and yeah, but
we're gonna need Trey and Matt to work this out.
The math still doesn't work out. That's all I'm trying to say.
I know. The SMB. This is why you come here.
Quality content like this. We're huge in Europe.
It's almost like internet wrestling. We are really going in deep. We are analyzing to the point of analytics.
You just like saying those words because they start with anal.
God damn it, Joe. When you're right, you're fucking right.
All right. So, roll that beautiful,
stuffing footage.
Yes. Stovetop.
Stuff me, Daddy.
We shall make camp here for the night. On the morrow, perhaps we can reach Cape Cod, and Thanksgiving may yet be saved.
Natalie Portman just seems fine with
What
this.
is wrong with Kyle of DeVry Institute?
I think he's just kind of pissed off he was wrong about the whole ancient aliens thing.
He seems almost like a Puritan lady whose period hath stopped.
The look on Stan and Kenny, like, oh, that's
Hey, look,
You're
look,
like,
look,
oh
like-
shit, Carbon's right.
Yeah, there might be something to this. Natalie Portman seems barely amused by it, but she might be going through it too.
You still do not know whose side to be on.
Here's him talking, Kyle.
No,
Now
I don't.
It must have been very difficult for you, being the one on your planet with his wild theories that pilgrims and Indians were not of this world.
I actually only just said that sarcastically.
Then you are only just a remarkably gifted child. Here, let me show you.
what does he
Why
do?
does
Your
he do
planet
that?
is one of the...
I always want to know: is he touching Kyle's
Green Lantern world.
What is he? What is he doing here?
Was he like patting his thigh or something?
What is he
like-
touching here?
Simply gifted child.
Watch. What does he touch here? What is his hand? What's his hand doing there?
This might.
It looks like it's on his heart.
Or on his
gifted
hand.
child, and then like puts his hand on Kyle's heart.
Maybe
Or
he's
his
like squeezing
hand,
his
maybe.
hand for assurance.
Look,
I have
you
no
sh-
idea.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying you shouldn't be
I hope
touching
it's
little
his
kids
hand.
in general.
I hope it's. their
But
hand.
like that was things might be different on his world.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's true.
Here, let me show you. Your planet is one of the 5. Plymouth, Indy, Coltenheim, and this planet over here nobody really cares about. The 5 are
Green
connected by a
Lantern world.
series of
So
wormholes.
Joe was right.
My people came to your
No,
world.
we've been
Oh, Matt
so
said
did
it
our
first.
enemies. We made a treaty.
You said it.
For
Joe was
300
right.
years, our
My
people
mom
have not
said it
fought. But now,
Okay, that's cool.
the treaty is over.
But I always read that Native Americans were here, and the Pilgrims and other settlers kind of took their lands from them.
You can't believe what everyone tells you, Kyle.
Oh, okay. All right. Get out of here, bro. What are you going to do on the Daily Wire tomorrow? Get out of here. All right, Miles
Trust me,
Sanders
bro.
canceled.
You can't believe.
Trust me, bro.
Whatever tells you. All right, so now the History Channel people, they show up.
Boys, let us fight to the death. Wait, stop. Please, Mr. Standish, we're all on the same side here.
Head
We
of the
know why
History
there's a
Channel?
stuffing shortage. We've been trying to get the wormhole open. I trust none but them. Indians hath betrayed us. I must return to Plymouth so my king can know the truth. Please,
Why was he pulled
We're the
here to
History
begin with?
Channel.
No, never mind.
we care as much about the truth as you do.
He cares much about the truth as he does.
Yeah,
And-
very evident.
So they tell Standish that they tried to open the wormhole and they failed, and that's while this attack is happening. That's when Miles Standish reveals the importance of Natalie Portman, who is very much living up to her surname here. She is the keeper of the portal,
She's the poor.
and after being wined and dined by Professor Broflovsky
of DeVry.
of DeVry, Natalie opens her wormhole, sending Standish back to Plymouth, where he goes all fucking sick house on those Indians and fucking wins the day for the
Oh my God.
for
So
the Plymouth-ians.
You sound like Miles Standish.
That's right. So here's him talking about that.
The stuffing mines. If all goes as planned, you will all have stuffing in time for Thanksgiving. But Mr. Standish, I'm afraid it's not that simple. We've tried to get the wormhole open with this symbol and it didn't work. Of course not. You had the correct symbol, but you were missing the keeper of the portal. The keeper of the... Of course, Natalie Portman. We were wondering what she had to do with all this. Natalie Portman controls the wormhole. Our window of opportunity is closing, sir. The wormhole has to be open now. All right, Miss Portman, we need you to open your wormhole.
No.
No.
Please, Miss Portman, you've got to open your wormhole right now. Curses and cranberries! I must get to Plymouth now. Do as they say.
Curses and cranberries.
No.
So of course, as you mentioned there, Joe, they convinced Kyle Broflovsky.
There is no more time for squabble. The universe is at stake. You knew everything else. You somehow knew about all of this. You knew it here. You must know how to get Natalie Portman to open her wormhole.
And as Joe pointed out, now we go on a date.
But not any brothers or sisters. I was an only child.
Wow, awesome.
I have dual citizenship, United States and Israel.
He points to wine to be poured.
So dual citizenship, wow. You know that I never knew anyone that had that.
Well, I went to Harvard while I was acting. I got a BA. But I did classes at University of Jerusalem, too.
Cool.
That's all very true.
Cool. All right, so let's jump to the end of the date now.
So, is there any way you'd...
What?
You know, could you...
What?
Would you please just open your wormhole?
Oh. No. Okay. Yes! All right, let's go, folks!
And there's just like 20 men moving.
She's like, just for a second, they go behind this rock, and then all of a sudden, she's turned upside down.
Kyle of DeVry Institute. Now the Indians can be stopped, and Thanksgiving will be saved.
My favorite part of this episode.
I'm sorry I doubted you. And guys, I'm sorry I acted like a know-it-all. It's cool, dude. We understand. I guess we should
legs
all
are in the
realize
air.
that history and alien technology do go hand in hand.
Coming out of
Just
her
like
wormhole.
Winona Ryder's peak.
Right?
Here it is.
For stuffing.
That's my favorite thing in the world. He's on force food.
So Miles gets
Curses
back.
and cranberries.
Anders was able to finally command the Pilgrim armies. Now attack their left flank.
Good.
They're retreating. Hit them with the anti-Indian device.
Just a
The
giant
Pilgrims fought
flamethrower.
off the Indians, making stuffing once again available on all our Thanksgiving tables.
And of course, now the boys are sitting at home as this episode comes to a conclusion.
And now you know the true story behind Thanksgiving.
Wow, there's a lot about Thanksgiving I never knew before. Yeah, History Channel rules.
But was the first Thanksgiving really just about
Was
pilgrims
it?
and Indians from space? Or was there something more? Shocking new evidence suggests that the first Thanksgiving might also have been haunted.
Haunted.
There is certainly no evidence that
University of Phoenix.
The pilgrims
I don't even
welcomed
believe
He's
that's
got a
hard.
British
also
accent.
unknowingly welcome spirits from beyond
Oh,
the
yeah, he
grave.
does.
And that's how the episode ends with Kyle saying, "Oh, come on!" Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this side of this episode, this recap. We'll be right back now on the other side with some trivia, pop culture, and more. We'll be right back. Subscribe to Suck My Balls, a South Park review on Spotify, Apple's, iTunes, anywhere you want to download a podcast. Just type that in, subscribe to our feed. You'll get the latest, greatest episode each and every week. You can also listen to us on YouTube and go back and watch some videos or any of our library. It's all there. Suck My Balls, South Park review.
Suck my balls. Suck my balls.
Once again, welcome back now on the other side.
My balls.
SMB, a South Park review.
Suck my
Episode 225 as we get
balls.
into
Suck my
the
balls.
nuts and bolts of this part of this show. Of course, shout out to our sponsors presented by Spreaker. You can choose to support the sponsor. And if you do, we'd appreciate that. You can also download the Spreaker app. Listen that way. We get 10% more ad revenue. Or, of course, hit that like and subscribe button if you're watching it right here on YouTube or any of your favorite podcast catchers. Ladies and gentlemen, making his way back to the podcast, this man is the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. He is a trivia god, Joe Vernola. Joe?
Alrighty, this is the first holiday episode in 4 seasons since the fantastic Easter special, and the first Thanksgiving-themed episode since Helen Keller, the musical. Water Helen, Water Helen. As we've pointed out several fucking times, the turkey hand is a common way to draw a turkey for Thanksgiving, and the planets seen on the map are Earth, Plymouth, Indi, Kolfenheim, and the world that no one cares about, the Green Lantern world, which is, as we said, a reference to the 2010-2011 Green Lantern movie. the planets align with the turkey hand. The song that Butters was listening to also appeared in The Ring.
Oh, Jonas Brothers, brother.
That's right, the Jonas Brothers. And that is your trivia. Welcome back, Joe.
It's a payback! Oh, yeah, I totally meant the Promise Ring episode, not the movie. Mama dumb fuck.
You're fine.
Good Jesus.
And ladies,
Mama dumb fuck.
It's time for some pop culture with Dane Becker.
Here's some turkey culture. This episode's plot is a satire of the paranormal show Ancient Aliens that is shown very often, in fact, on the History Channel. The majority of this episode's plot is a parody of the 2011 Marvel Comics film Thor, directed by Kenneth Branagh, featuring Natalie Portman in the same role as this episode did, alluding to her perceived irrelevance to the overall story in the movie. I mean, it's true. He who controls the stuffing controls the universe is a reference to the line, he who controls the spice controls the universe, from the book and film series Dune. The star map is a reference to the different families' planets in the Dune saga, as well as in the Thor movie. The DeVry Institute is a for-profit technical college with campuses around the United States. Yep. The hand collection of planets are as follows: Earth, a planet where the alien pilgrims and the Indians settled many years ago. Plymouth, home to the Pilgrims, who controls the stuffing mines. In real life, the Pilgrims were an English separatist religious movement from Plymouth. Plymouth is also the name of Plymouth Rock in Massachusetts, traditionally identified as the place where the Pilgrims landed in 1620 in order to establish a new colony. Indi, home of the Indian people who are trying to take the stuffing mines from the Pilgrims. The natives of the Americas are named Indians from the air that good old Chrissy Columbus believed when he thought he was close to the East Indies and China. The Caribbean island change is called the West Indies for the same reason. So good old Chrissy Columbus just fucked everything up. Indus is the name of a real-life constellation, though, the genitive form of the word Indi, and is used in individual star designations. Koltenheim is another planet here involved in the episode. It's a name made to sound like Jotunheim, or Jotunheim rather, one of the 9 worlds of Norse mythology, also featured in Thor. And last but not least, the world no one cares about, Green Lantern World, which, as Joe said, Green Lantern 2011 was a movie. Barely. Starring Canadian actor Ryan Reynolds. Barely. Based on the DC comic book superhero of the same name. Barely. It was, however, met with negative reviews from critics and audiences alike. I just couldn't understand why.
And Ryan Reynolds himself.
And Ryan himself, who got not 1, not 2, but 3 different opportunities to play a superhero, and he finally hit one big, which is just like, dude, if you look like Ryan Reynolds, they're just going to keep letting you do it, I guess. He's a good actor.
I mean, they let Chris Evans do it twice.
Well, ladies and
what are
gentlemen,
they, like 6'2", 6'3"?
that is your pop culture. Scoop, you want to read us some continuity, some storyline continuity today? You want to rustle it up for us here, buddy? Let's do it.
Here.
Let's have S to the C of that double OP read us some storyline continuity.
Oh, wow, there's actually quite a bit. All right, so for the continuity, Cartman compares Kyle's cynical attitude towards menopause. This joke continues a gag from the previous episode. It hits the fan. Not only that, but the guy even says it. The guy. The History Channel was used as a study aid in I'm a Little Bit Country for an assignment on the founding of the United States of America. This episode has Indians and Pilgrims from different worlds. This was previously mentioned in Cancelled, in which the aliens revealed that Earth's population is in fact comprised of many different species taken from different planets.
Oh, I can't believe he sucked on each other's jag-ons.
Yeah. Sucked his jag-on.
Yeah, he did.
The restaurant that Kyle and Natalie eat at has a similar background and waiter as the Italian restaurant Bocca di Feganoncini that was featured in the
Boca de
episode.
Fagocini. You better say it right, okay?
Fagocini.
Fagocini.
Erection Day. Oh, yeah, that's right. Butters is seen watching one of Jonas Brothers' music videos. The music video originally appeared in the episode The Ring. Baby!
Baby!
The Pilgrims apparently have a capability to break through the force field around Earth that was put there in Pinewood Derby.
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
That's true. You don't see that referenced anymore. That's funny.
There is a picture of Kyle and his elephant in his room.
That's right. Because an elephant and a pig just don't.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. That's where that's from.
Pig and elephant DNA just don't splice. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's your pop culture. That's your trivia. That's your continuity. That's almost, we're going to wrap this thing up here. Joe, what did you like about or dislike this episode?
There's not a whole lot to dislike about this episode. It feels like I've said a few times, probably repeatedly, that they really seem to go out of their way to make sure that their holiday specials are fucking bangers. And, you know, I like the lack of a B story this time around. Usually, a lot of their episodes have a B story, and a lot of times it's better than the A story, but like this one, they just focus on the ancient aliens thing, and you know, they put the twist on it to show, like, to call it out on its bullshit or whatever. But
okay, all right. Scoop, what did you like or dislike about this episode?
Probably one of my most favorite, the professor of history from DeVry Institute.
That was good.
PhD Kyle Brodlowski. Curses and cranberries. Like Joe was saying, there isn't at all really. I can't even think of anything that I disliked about this episode. I think it was pretty gold. I mean, you know, definitely a top 100, top 80, somewhere in there.
Okay. Beckinator, Spakenator, my mind. Tell me what you liked and or disliked about this episode.
I like the parodies about the History Channel. Not a lot of fans like this episode. They kind of bunch it in with those one-note episodes, kind of like the ziplining episode, stuff like that. But I kind of like those. You know, I'm a big fan of the ziplining episode, so I kind of like those. I also like that in every other country, it's called a History Channel Thanksgiving, but in Germany, it's called Thanksgiving and Documentary Drama. They really are just the driest motherfuckers. But
awkward.
Yeah, well-rounded episode. Love the part where he yelled the word stuffing as he went up Natalie Portman's wormhole. That was
stuffing.
Stuffer.
Not much more I can add to that. You know, the couple different parts of Cartman, maybe. You know, when he's like trying to convince everyone to do the homework on the History Channel. That scene was funny. The constant reminder to Kyle throughout the whole episode that, you know, he might be on his period. And then, of course, the pilgrim there at the end, Miles Standish, say, he seems like a lady who doth her period. So the references throughout that were pretty funny. But all in all, everything you guys said, I would have to agree. I can't really dislike this episode. It's definitely a top 100, 150 episode for me in regards to South Park. So that's good stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this edition of SMB, a South Park review. We're coming back next week for The Poor Kid. What happens when Kenny's family is broken up, sent to different schools, and Cartman becomes the poor kid in school? It's coming up next week. I'm not the poor kid in school. On another edition of SMB, a South Park review. Cool. All right, let's do it. Let's do it up. Dane, you ready for some pop culture?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.